I had a friend who used to sell her eggs for cocaine.
Dude.
She used to sell her eggs.
That is not funny.
This bitch saw, and she was pretty. She was about 20,
Holy
22,
shit.
23.
Oh my.
She moved out of here. She was confused and shit. And
Who was buying her eggs knowing that that's how
she
was?
went to some clinic
Wow.
and she stayed clean. And then they would give her the big paycheck. And she was a waitress at the Laugh Factory. But she was selling her
That's
eggs.
a fucking process
And
to go through, you
and
know.
they had to come get her, dog.
I bet.
Like the family had to come here and get her and take her away in
I
the
bet.
white little van and
Dude,
shit.
that's no joke.
And she was yelling Abe Lincoln. And
Holy shit.
it
How
was
many
like-
eggs can you sell?
I don't know. She was an egg.
You make them, you know,
she
until
was
you
an
don't.
egg, She
so.
was an egg making machine.
But you got to take drugs to
But
get them.
Yes,
yeah.
they were giving her the drugs, and she was snorting blow, and she was.
I don't
going,
think that's allowed.
Dog, it doesn't really matter. It's like what I'm telling you about my wife. Like my wife is straight. She was
Right.
raised straight. So my wife was raised to believe a certain thing about marijuana. And for years,
same
she was
here.
at the comedy store and she was exposed to it. She just never liked it. And then her and I started dating. And she realized that I would go downstairs and smoke. And, you know, when you first start dating people, you accept things.
Sure.
You accept things because you're hoping you'll get rid of those things. With her, she was drinking. And I was smoking. And I was doing a lot of other things. But she didn't know those things. Then she caught on after a while. But that's not here or there. What the point I'm getting to is, after about a year and a half, one day, I came upstairs and she goes, "Why do you need to smoke?" You know, and I explained to her that I had been smoking since I was a kid.
Wait, why do you? To help your, like, anxiety, help you focus, or make you creative, or?
Listen,
I think
man,
everyone has their own
Let me
reason.
explain something. Let me be honest with
I mean,
you.
it makes you feel good.
All these emotions didn't become public till about 15 years ago. Before then, there was no anxiety. There was no fucking
Well, there
sleeplessness.
was. We just didn't talk
There was
about it.
no insomnia. Yeah, nobody talked about
Right.
that shit. You just felt fucked up. Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, I
Yeah,
felt
you were just an asshole.
when I was a kid, I felt fucked up.
Me too.
And whenever I smoked pot, it made me feel balanced.
Yeah.
Whenever I drank alcohol, it was this yearning feeling. Like that would give me anxiety. Like I wanted to do, but I couldn't. Like I was getting held back. When you do cocaine, that's a certain horrible
I've
anxiety.
never done cocaine.
You know, any of those drugs. But when I smoked reefer, I was home.
Yeah.
And it took me to say, "Terry, can you sit down for a second?" I go, "Number one, I'm never going to quit smoking pot. I'm never going to quit smoking. What about if you go home and meet my parents? I don't really give a Frenchman's fuck. I'll take a walk around the corner." I go, for some people, it's a cocktail. For some people, it's playing tennis. For some people,
Yoga.
For me, there's nothing like going for a walk with a Walkman or an iPad on, or whatever the fuck they call them, iPod, and having music on and smoking a joint and walking a mile and clearing your head.
Yeah.
And if you have a problem, that's your solution. You'll get it by the end of that walk. Marijuana will help you attain that. That's how I always felt about it, to be
Okay,
strictly
so
honest with you.
I feel similarly, and I gave it up because like I said, I was raised like Terry. My parents were, you know, not into it at all, and my stepdad, he came into our lives when I was 14, and he, like I said, you know, he was pretty famous musician, and my mom made him give up all weed, booze, everything, drugs, like nothing. He couldn't do anything. But that meant that when I was going out and smoking pot, if I came home and he was there, I could get fucking busted like fast. And there was one time that I came in and I reeked of it. And I knew it and she knew it, and my mom was like not having it. And she said, like, "I know you were at Sam Fine's house and, you know, you got high." And I was like, "What? No, I'm not high. I don't smoke." And she was like, "Harvey, come here and smell her and look at her and tell me if she's high." And my stepdad, who looks like Jerry Garcia, if you don't know who he is, Google him. His name's Harvey Brooks. Looks like Jerry Garcia. Gets in my face and just like stares at me. And I'm thinking, fuck, I'm so fucking busted. And he just like nods, looks at my mom, and he's like, "Nope, she's good. She's totally not high." And she was like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry," and walks out. He just looks at me and he goes, "I want a quarter pounder with cheese. I want fries. I want a milkshake tomorrow on the top of the stairs in the basement. You don't tell your fucking mother." And I was like, done. Like, he had me so busted, and she wouldn't let him eat shit like that. So, like, I went out and got him everything, and, like, left it like an offering at the top of his steps, because I was like, don't tell on me. And I lied. I mean, I got caught with weed in my bag, and my mom found it and, like, took it out, and I came in, and it was, like, sitting on the counter. So I walked by, and I, like, did the double take when I was like, oh, shit. Like, yeah.
Jewish moms don't fuck around.
Nope.
I wasn't even high, and my mom did this to me when she just came up to me with, are you high? You messed up? I'm like, I wasn't high, but she would look for that. That's why I never did it. I smoked.
And they had a nose for it. My mom's always like,
I think I was like 16, 17 maybe.
that was the first time?
Yeah.
Jeez, that was late.
My mom died when I was 15 and a half, and I hid it from her.
You did.
And I knew she got high.
Yeah, why'd you hide it from her? You knew she got high.
And she knew I got high, but she didn't. Because one time she got in a bind for weed. She asked one of my friends.
Oh, my God.
But maybe she was baiting him or something. Because he goes, your mom on an off color asked me if I could get a weed. And I brushed it off like I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
But no, I hid it from my
you hit
mom.
it. Well, see, so here's the thing. This is why I've been trying to, change this conversation. And I think it's so interesting that, like, you'd say to your wife that, like, you don't give a fuck if her parents know that you smoke, but you told me that you don't want your daughter to ever know that you smoke
No,
pot.
not right now.
Not right now, I get it. She's
Not
4.
the next couple years. I don't want her to...
My almost 6-year-old today asked me as I walked out the door, Mom, what's weed? And I said, that's just another thing they call cannabis. And she was like, oh, okay.
No, there's going to be questions.
Yeah.
There's going to be questions.
Will you ever smoke it in front of her?
I'm not sure. Not right now. I'll dodge the questions. I'll explain to her as much as I can.
Wait, but what happens if you just normalize it? Like, so my kids are, I mean, given this has like been a thing like for the past year, they've sort of caught on. I hit it, and that's what I was going to say about the postpartum stuff. I got, when I finally did have my other kid, my second kid, and after I had her, like, I was not right still, but I wasn't like a sobbing mess, but I was like, I still don't really feel right, but I had like, bad anxiety. And I was talking to my friend Tom Grubbs, who actually, is a partner at this farm in Forest Grove, Oregon, Moto Perpetual Farm, and he was like, "You're not right." Like, he's known me since high school, so he's like, "You don't act like something's off." And I told him, like, I haven't been right since I had my kid, and he was like, "Do you still smoke pot?" And I was like, "What? No, I'm a mom. I don't smoke pot anymore." Like, I got really judgy and pissy with him. And he was like, "Whoa, okay." And he said, I really kind of think that, like, might level you out. Like, exactly what you were just saying. And he's like, "You should try that. I really think that might work for you." And I thought about it, and I was like, I always really loved smoking pot. And it's exactly what you said. Like, that I just felt okay, leveled out.
Something about that drug.
Right. Does it?
Makes me feel like I'm home.
Right.
Listen, I could sit here and give you blow smoke up your ass and tell you,
No,
in a year I'm going to quit smoking dope.
Yeah, no. I'm never quitting
and I
again.
thought about it. I thought about it because I'm not getting as high. I don't get the results I want to as when we first started. I want
Sure.
to fucking drool. Like,
So can you take like a 2-month break and then go back to it? Although, how would you
what's
sleep?
my options?
I don't know.
I have such a system.
What about dabs? Have you tried that?
No, that's too strong. I can't have a blowtorch in my house.
You don't have to have a blowtorch. You can use it like the hot nail.
No, please, for the love of Christ.
Have you done that?
That's
have
listen,
you done a dab? How have I done dabs and you haven't?
We've done them in here.
Oh, well, then
it's just too much work for what I want to.
But you've seen the hot nail that you plug in, right?
Yeah,
that's
I've
like a
seen all
totally
that
different
stuff.
thing.
No. I don't want none of that stuff in the house.
I really like those.
I like my little pipe.
That's how I like to fly. I have dab.
I have my little pipe. I have a fucking stick to clean it out with a little shish kebab stick.
And your bong.
I steal from my wife.
You go out in the backyard.
I got a secret compartment. I go out in the backyard. I zip it up and I put it back in the secret compartment. And nobody knows fucking nothing.
Okay, so I have a cabinet that all of my weed's in. You can see it, and like any, bong or my bowl, whatever. My kids know where it is. I have it locked, and I have the key. But they know where it is, and like they'll come in, and I'll have it open, and my older one will be like, "Smells like marijuana in here. Why were you in the cabinet?" But I'll vape in front of them. My older one, and when I'm being, because obviously Tom was right, and the weed worked, and so I've been using it ever since for postpartum depression and for anxiety. I'm a better parent. My older daughter will go into my bag and find this and give it to me, like when it's in its case, and will hand it to me and be like, Mom, do you think maybe, you want to smoke some pot because you seem like you're having a really hard time? And she's not wrong. And you know what? When we were growing up, like, kids made, and, earlier than that, kids made their parents drinks and stuff, like all the Sally Draper Mad Men type of thing, which, by the way, my daughter knows how to make a couple of drinks also. But don't we take the taboo off so that they're not brainwashed? Like we were brainwashed, like Terry was brainwashed, like I was brainwashed, in thinking that, like, this is the gateway drug. So if my kids just grow up around pot and they don't ever feel like they have to hide it from me, they'll ask me about it. They know it's something that actually helps me and that makes me feel better. And then I'm a better parent to them because I'm all leveled out. And, if one of them's like making an annoying noise sitting next to me for 10 minutes, I don't want to kill her because, that's annoying. I can sit through, a fucking Barbie movie if I'm high. And I don't mean get so high I can't parent, but to just not feel, kids are annoying. You've got one.
There's
they're
a
cute,
lot of considerations here. There's a lot of considerations. Number one, what if you went to a movie and something bad would have happened?
I won't get high then. I wouldn't get high.
And you were high.
But I wouldn't be.
And nothing happened when you got in the car. Nothing happened.
I don't drive with my kids in the car.
Whatever. You got in the Uber, whatever. What I'm saying is that if you're going to feel bad that you were high. There's so many aspects to this.
But you can smoke pot and not be high, is my point.
No, everybody's different. Everybody has a different situation. Remember, when I sit my daughter down and have to talk with her, it's not just going to be about marijuana.
Right.
It's going to be, no. You have no fucking idea.
But you got to talk to her about all drugs. Sure.
No, there's not all drugs. I got to talk to her how I put a machine gun to somebody's head and kidnapped them and did 4 years in prison. So my situation
that's a different
So you understand
situation.
me? My situation is a little bit more different than yours.
Right.
I'm sure when she goes to her grammar school in this area, they're going to have a dad program. And
They will.
someday she's going to come home and go, Daddy, what do you know? And I got to talk to him, bob and weave a little bit. I can't drop it out now when she's fucking 6. This story goes from A to B to C to your grandmother dying.